And we are here for our day one promo where we talk about this beautiful event that we are going to run. It's called Experience Love Again After Divorce. And it's me, Irina Portnova, and I'm here with my amazing speakers. And so happy to see you all here. And let's just introduce each other and say what you're doing in this world, and maybe to share a little bit why people want to join us. Nicole, we'll start from you.
Well, thank you first for having me. This is amazing. I love how you do your lives. It's a great way to connect with everybody. Well, I have been a fitness coach for, gosh, almost 30 years now. And I like to help people get themselves back on track. But these days, I've been more focused on that person that has no idea where to start or even how to get there. And just giving people that extra encouragement to get their health back on track.
Yay, I love it. I love it. How about you, Dina?
The question was, why should you become in the with the event? Why should register? That was
No,
the
first tell about yourself because not everybody knows who you are. I mean, yes, they see us on a weekly basis,
Ready.
but we have more audience, right? So we have more eyes on us. So
I
let's just make
forgot.
sure everybody knows who we are.
Yeah, I thought we were so. Everybody knows us, but my name is Dina. I do live on the island of Aruba. We speak four languages. So I coach in four languages: Dutch, Spanish, English, and Papiamento, our native language. I love my work. I am a personal coach, a relationship coach, and a sex coach. I do think this is needed because there are so many taboos and so many reasons why not to educate yourself in that area, and there are high percentage of divorce due to lack of education in that area. So that's my work in this world, in this lifetime now. So, and now I'm with you, helping people.
Yay! Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Bruno, tell a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Bruno, as you know. Very happy to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much for giving me also the ability to be here with also Nicole and Dina, two amazing people who are very good at what they do. And I had the pleasure to witness it. Well, I am a self-love coach for women. I help women break their perfectionism, embrace their flawless imperfections, in order for them to find, fulfillment, self-love, a strong connection to themselves and others, break self-sabotage, break their imposter syndrome, and all around really develop this, magnetic way of lifestyle, this magnetic way of being, from talking to walking to acting to breathing, right? So yeah, that's a little bit of what I do, and I'm very excited for this. So let's get it started. Let's get it rolling.
Yay! You know what? Today I was approached by somebody who was asking me, Irina, is it only because the name of our event is Experience Love Again After Divorce? And she said, is it only for divorced people, or if I'm single and searching for love? And my answer was, of course, it's for everybody, right? Because love is universal. And when we talk about, okay, maybe even if you're already in the partnership, but you want to take your love on a different level, right? Because I always say there is not much of knowledge because we know what we know, but we do not know what we do not know.
Yeah.
And I always invite people to come with the mindset of the beginner, meaning that there is always something for us to learn. And the more we come to these kind of events, because the people are amazing, whatever they are sharing, it's just, mind blowing. And just knowing that the value that they are pouring in during these interviews. And for each one of you, whoever is listening and decided to join us, let me tell you, there is tons to gain and nothing to lose. And on top of it, you will end up with having beautiful gifts from each of the speakers, which is amazing, incredible. That is in the value of $5,000. Just think about yourself. Just give yourself that gift of showing up and listening and using the tools and start living the life on a different level. You love life, right? This is top level. You love life. Nicole, anything that you would love to add? Like, why would people want to join us?
It's funny you just asked me, because I was just going to kind of pipe in there. You're so right. It's not just for people that are out of a divorce. I think a big, issue that a lot of couples have is they don't put the effort in. They don't put, the work in. And it doesn't matter what stage in your relationship that you're in. It requires work. So I think something like this is incredible. And, really, like you said, amazing to join, because it'll not just give you ideas how, if you are going through a divorce, how to get past that, but if you have things in your marriage and your relationship that you can better, that you can make yourself better, that you can make your couple better. I think it's a great idea, Irina.
Absolutely. Love it. Thank you so much. Dina, what do you think? What is this event? Who is this event for? And why is it important for people to join?
While you were talking, something came up. I remember when I don't believe in divorces or separations. That's why I am a relationship coach. However, I went through a divorce, and I remember a couple of days after my divorce, I went to my ex mother-in-law, and she told me, "This is hard. I've never had a divorce in my family." And I had it so hard. I had to make a switch in my mind, and it's as if you were dead.
Mhm.
I buried you. And it was like it captivated my attention, because it was, I thought I was the one going alone through the divorce, but the siblings, all of them have to take part in that divorce. So this event is not only for the couple, it is for everybody around that couple. Okay, so that's
Mm,
it.
That's good.
that's so beautiful.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
true.
Yeah. And you mentioned it correctly. It's the loss, right? Even though I always say, as long as everybody is healthy and alive, there is no tragedy. This is the way I look in the world, and this is from my universe. But obviously there is a loss, right? Because now you're losing the friends, because now you're not part of the same crowd. Everybody is in couples. Like, what are you doing by yourself alone, right? And you have to adjust, because this is a great change in your life. And how do you adjust it? And obviously there is a process of grief, there is a process of loss, there is a process of reevaluating your life altogether. And
Yes.
there is a lot of healing to be done. And I'm talking about it very confident right now, because honestly, I've been through that 6 years ago, when my ex-husband wanted to divorce me for the first time. So the majority of that grief and loss and everything else, like questioning who am I and why I'm here, has been already processed a while ago, even though we kept our marriage for another 6 years, and we just finalized it this year. But this year it was completely different for me, because now I was ready. I was ready because I felt empowered. I worked on myself. I love myself to the point that I wouldn't allow any other person to control the way I feel. And I consciously move into that separation. Yep.
Yes. Beautiful.
Bruno, what do you think? Why people want to join us, and why is it important for people to join us?
All right. So I have divorced parents, right? So I've witnessed firsthand exactly like what all this is, right? As a child. So if you believe in your love, believe it not just only for your love, if you're thinking of getting a divorce, but think about your kids.
Yeah.
Like, think about your kids, because your kids will absolutely get destroyed by everything, right? Because you think it's like, oh, it's always about me. It's always my fault. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Nobody matches my energy. What is going on? But remember, your kids are watching it,
Yeah.
right? Like, you're actually teaching your kids, not intentionally, right? But unintentionally, you are actually teaching your kids what a relationship is in their perception of love. right? So think about the impact you're actually leaving on your kids, right? Um, you should join for this reason, which is already a big enough reason to join. But if you're getting a divorce, this is one of the reasons. If you add a divorce, well, then Irina touched a very good point. It's not really just about how it impacts you, but how it impacts your external life. You're losing friends, you're losing this, you're losing that. I'll tell you right now, if you lose any friend because of a divorce, well, they were never your friends anyways. That's point number one. And here's something very important. For some reason, because people feel, in a lot of like victimhood, right? People are always like, no, you shouldn't take his stand. You should take my stand. It's very hard for people who are friends with a couple to start taking stands because they have nothing to do with it, right? So you should know how you can literally like self-preserve yourself, right, from everything, right? And like move like forward, right, in a healthy way without having to go and get like little like egotistical like dopamine here and there, so you never feel as below, right? And I'm honestly speaking from my heart because I have again divorced parents, so I know the ins and outs of it, right? And I think a big reason why I also joined this is because it's not just kind of a speech that we're all giving. Doesn't mean that we don't know what we're talking about. Of course, we know what we're talking about, right? 'Cause we wouldn't be here in the first place, right? But when you go through that, oh, it's different. You don't need a speech. You just speak from your heart, like, um, and that's really what it is, right? Think about your kids. Think about the people you're impacting. Think about who's watching, right? Right. Think about your parents, right?
I
And
like
I'm
that.
not saying like, right? I'm not saying like prioritize others' idea of what happiness should be for you than your own. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you are going to get a divorce, join, this summit, join the event, so you can learn how to proceed out of it in an healthy way. How can you preserve yourself? If you are not yet to get a divorce, but you're thinking of getting a divorce, watch it to see if you are going to get it, to see what you're going to expect, right? Or don't get it and see how you can better proceed, right? But never forget that, look, a relationship is two people. A couch is easy to move when there's two people. If one person is moving the couch by herself, there's no relationship. So,
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely. And I just wanted to add, whatever you shared, it's very important, Bruno, but also for people to understand there is no need to stay in the relationship if there is none there, right? For the sake of kids, just for the sake of, showing up that this is my tradition, nobody was divorced in my family. No, this is also very unhealthy, because the same way when people are watching, like when kids are raised with the families of divorced parents, the same thing when they are staying with the family that where the dad and mom are arguing constantly, where there is no respect, it's also very unhealthy for the kids to watch that, because then it's a different perception that they receive how the family should be, and then they go out into the life and they seek that kind of a relationship and they think it's okay to have it. So it just to point out that yes, you have to know exactly when this is the time when you have to pick up yourself and leave from the relationship. But there is a difference when you leave and you just, like burn the bridges and there is a chaos around, right? Or you leave peacefully and you still maintain that civilized connection, this, like where kids are talking to both parents, where there is like no animosity, where everybody is civilized and understand that life moves on regardless where these two people are staying together or apart.
Can I add on to that?
Absolutely.
So, Bruno, you're on absolutely correct. I think the most ideal situation is to work through it and to not just think about yourself, and do everything in your effort together as a couple, as a family, to make sure that it's ideal for everybody. However, Irina, I also agree with you. I firsthand have seen the result of children growing up in a household with two people that fight and constantly argue and bicker. And now that these people that I've multiple friends actually that I can step back and see now, their kids grow up to think that that's how a man should treat a woman, by yelling and screaming. And, you know, it really is a catch-22 in many ways too, because if ideally, you know, I'm a Christian. I will fight for my marriage. It's my 25th wedding anniversary on Wednesday. You know, I will absolutely fight for that. But there are also times where you do have to step aside and make sure that, you know, you're doing what's healthy for everybody around, because there are little ears listening. And honestly, it's not just the kids. You know, it's an awkward situation. I've had friends where they come and all they do is fight in front of my husband and I, and you're like, hey, this isn't healthy for anybody involved. So I think, you know, it doesn't necessarily, I think, you know, the society has come that it's go big or go home, you know, you're in or you're out. Well, you know, there is something to be said about taking a break. And Irina, you tried again too, right? 6 years. That's a valid effort. That's incredible. And to recognize that what you need to behave like once you have decided to make the split, and when you know, to get the best of both worlds and make sure that what you're doing is in the best interest of everyone around. So I agree with both of you.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, that's another reason why you want to join us, because just to hear everybody's opinion and to hear some stories, as well as we are sharing everything to empower you, right? So it's not only we feel lost when we go through the divorce, but all the time there is something for us to work on, right? If we are not growing and if we are not evolving, we are just dying. And I mean it literally, right? Because just live and exist, it's a different level of life. And when you really understand what you're all about, and you really understand what is something that makes you alive, and connection, whatever you have, whether you are searching for love, whether you are having the love, there is always another level of depth that you can dip into and bring it to another level. So I think it's very important to join, because like I said, you will gain the tools, you will gain the strategies, you'll hear other stories, and it's going to give you more clarity what exactly the relationships are all about, and how do you face any challenges in life. Because let's face it, one way or another we do face the challenges. Maybe it's not with the divorce, but there are others. Somebody's struggling with the health, somebody's struggling with the finances, somebody's struggling just to be accepted by others without realizing that the most important person who has to accept, it's them, right? They have to accept themselves first. So that's why it's so important to tune in and just listen and take it in and see where it's going to take you. And I would love you to share the gifts that you have for anybody who is going to join. Nicole.
Okay, this is literally just for your listeners. I am not doing this for anybody else, and they have to even give me a little code that we're going to work through on that. But I am going to give your first consultation for free. And that's not just a little chit chat. We're going to talk about your hurdles, what you're up against, your roadblocks, your insecurities. And I want to work with people to really help them get to that next step with their fitness and their health. You know, I also did a summit recently, and I think that we were pretty good on showing the world that fitness and health starts in your mind. And it starts with taking that first step with understanding which direction you need to take. So the first one is that consultation, and then I'm going to get you set up on your first program. So that is a big giveaway.
Yay.
So hopefully a lot of you listeners and people that are just, you know what, I've just gone through a nasty divorce. I look in the mirror, I don't see myself anymore. I don't know who I am. I'm going to work through that with people. It's not just about fitness anymore for me. It's, you know, I've myself gone through a lot in the last few years, and I've shifted the way that I coach now. And it really does start in the mind. So I'll be working with anybody that wants to and is serious about taking that next step of making their self the best person they can be, because the reality is, in any relationship, you need to work on yourself as well so you can give back to others. So that's a
so
giveaway.
Yay, awesome. How about you, Dina?
Yes, I think me and Nicole, we have something in common. I'm going to provide also a 1 hour, 1 hour and a half discovery session. And as I told you, sex is 20% of the divorces in the US is because of lack of education in that area. So
Mhm.
during the discovery session, I'm going to check how I can cater that program for you, because not all of us are the same. So I cannot pick a program and put it for you, and that we're going to go to work through that. No, I'm going to cater it, and through some tools are going to be giving during that discovery session, because you don't need to be coached to get that tool. So it's going to be a high value information, 1 hour information, 1 hour and a half information. And as a sex coach, my experience is that if it clicks, you will have a relationship, um, very tight one, because you'll have someone there to hold your hand. The only thing that I charge for is for the coaching and for the products, but the other information, that kind of stuff, is provided, and you have a friend. So we can start that friendship by our first after our first discovery session.
Yay, that's so beautiful. And you're right. Sometimes just having these tools that specifically are given to you, and if you start applying and using these tools, the tools are good when we pick up and use them, right? The same thing. It's like we cannot build the house without the tools. So, same here. Have the tools and use them, and it works when we work it. Perfect. How about you, Bruno?
Okay, so um, I was thinking of giving a also like a free consultation, and on my free consultation, we can actually go over a little clarity session on how to take the actual first step, which is through an e-guide that I have called the 30-minute playbook, right? And me and our people that take the discovery call, the clarity session, we will do a little self-reflection and understand why we got to this point, how it happened, with who it happened, where it happened, how it happened, what happened, right? And we'll do it in 30 minutes with their expertise and mine, right? We're basically unstoppable. So that will happen. Um, and yeah, and then I would love to enroll them into my own membership. So instead of a one-to-one program, I would love to enroll them into a membership where a person can pay less and get more, right? Apart from all the perks that they can get inside of the membership and the paid community, right? So yes, absolutely. I can't wait to connect.
Awesome. Yes. So, and we have more speakers, right, with more gifts. And it's all it takes for you just to click that button, which you're going to see with this live, with this recording, and just join us and join the thriving community. And remember, if you have any questions, if something comes up for you, just put it in the chat, put it in the comment, reach out to one of us, and we are going to handle all of your questions, because we are here to help, we are here to grow, and we are here to thrive together. We do not want just to survive, we want to thrive in love, in life, in all areas of it.
And not
Thank you
do
so
it
much,
alone.
everyone. Yes.
Don't do it
What's that?
alone.
Yeah, don't do it alone. Alone is not fun, and it's hard way.
That's right.
Together it's more powerful, and it's easy, and it's more enjoyable. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining today, and tune in, because we are going to run this for a while. We want to give more information to others. Maybe somebody is new to entire idea of coaching, and why people are even or sign up for the coaching. So we'll give a lot of good answers to your questions, and see you tomorrow on another episode. Oh, there was a comment. Hold on, somebody's there. Yay! Hi, Pat.
Oh.
All right. Okay. So, everybody, it was a pleasure to see you. Whoever is watching us live, whoever is joining us later, but just keep in tune, because we are coming every day with more value, with more great tips for you to discover who you are and how to attract your true love.
Can I
Thank
add
you
one
so
thing? 1 second before you leave. I just have to tell the listeners, Irina, you are absolutely an amazing coach. And the fact that you are running this with 28 other experts that are, I saw your panel, it is amazing. So the fact that anybody won't even, that the thought that anybody wouldn't do this just blows my mind. So if you are struggling, Irina is your girl, and the people that you've attracted on this are incredible. So I have to add that, because there's just so much to be received in this series. That's for sure.
Thank you so much. And I'm grateful for each one of you, because we are all coming in this space for a reason, and we are all connected, right? And like I said, whoever's listening to us, it's not the coincidence. There are no coincidences in the universe. You meant to hear this. You meant to join and explore for yourself what it is. All right. Thank you so much. Love you all, and see you tomorrow on another episode.